or we can say 1, 2, 3 if Brennan Roy has his way on the play. Semifinals time. Here we go. Burnout, Bastronaut. Start your engines, please. I don't think I've seen that get to max speed, or at least have it be relevant yet.
Yeah, usually it's like the player gets to max speed, but the Bastronaut itself is long dead, and no one really cares about the max speed mechanic anymore. But this has been definitely a nice one-drop. In particular, the well, I was going to say evasion, but specifically menace. Difficult to block, a deck that can back it up by removal, and Brennan Roy, he's doing his thing on the play with that nice opening, and Josh is going to have to suffer from the Razorkin Needlehead both attacking him, pinging him away at his draw step, and annoying some of his most potent draws like Prophet's Eidetic Memory, Winter Night Stories, Quantum Riddler.
So going to be using that life total as a resource as much as humanly possible here is Josh Moscow. Brennan Roy, pretty great start here. Finds land 3, which is always, a bit of a concern for the mono red player. It's like, okay, did you keep a 2-lander? You found a 3rd land? Okay, cool. Basically, then your hand's unlocked, so go ham. And that is pretty much exactly what Brennan's going to do. Thinking about something else that he had in hand, but goes for Screaming Nemesis here. And we're down to 12 already for Josh Moscow.
12 already, 11 in the draw step. So this is already looking like a game where Josh is not going to be able to win fair and square by answering these threats on a one-for-one basis. Instead, it's like, let's try to combo off, do the VV Winter Night Stories, Prophet's Eidetic Memory thing. Yeah. But then you run into the question of how are you going to deal with the Razorkin Needlehead? So, I mean, VV, okay, this is a powerful card. It can maybe block something and then threaten to help you explode out if you get another turn. Yeah. But it's, I mean, this is not a lot. This is pretty sketchy.
Because there's 3, 4, possibly 5 if the mana just gets sunk into the Bastronaut. 6, 7 damage just on board without anything else. Brennan's having a good think about something, so he's got options in his hand. Oh, all right. Yeah, gonna ding that, so can't block the first striker here.
Yeah, I mean, it probably 4, still 5, 6, has to block. Jump in front of the Screaming Nemesis, take 7 more.
Lordy.
If you block nothing, you take 9 down to 2, and then you're at 1 in your draw step. It's just so tough any way you look at it. But perhaps the silver lining is that... All right.
Burst lightning.
The silver lining just got blown away.
Game 2, let's go.
I was gonna say getting the VV in the graveyard, but it don't matter if you're not getting another turn.
No.
So that was Brennan Roy, turn 4 win on the play, in like a contested game. Josh kept his hand. He had VV, he had Cauldron, but just not even close to being close.
If I just had one more turn, Reed. Oh, man. But sideboards, this is hopefully where the Is It Cauldron deck gets better against this aggressive strategy here with the Abrades, Fire Magic perhaps. Torch the Tower, I imagine, will be relied on pretty heavily here post-board.
Yeah, pretty nice sideboard for the matchup for Josh, actually. I mean, I'm just using kind of the simplistic thing of, like, let's bring in any card that kills a creature. So, Abrade, Broadside Barrage, 2 Fire Magic, 2 Obliterating Bolt, 3 Torch the Tower. That's 9 sideboard cards for the matchup. I mean, that's great.
Here's a question for you. Is this the best possible position Brennan could be in right now, knowing that VV was going to be such a big portion of the field?
I think so. I mean, yeah, that's a great way to put it. Like, number 1 seed with a deck that can just get those draws and steamroll. That's probably better than just playing mirror matches. You and I both picked him as a potential winner here. So things are looking up. And I mean, what are we going to say at the end of this tournament if Mono Red actually wins? Is it Cauldron as the second best performing deck of the event? It's crazy to think that based on how dominant it was, but we still have, Brennan Roy slugging away and making things happen.
Yeah, Mono Red certainly no slouch. Friends, come and hang out with us at one of our next events. SCG Con Las Vegas is coming in November 21 to 23. It's a regional championship. The format is modern. There's plenty of other events on the go at this event, so do come hang out. We'd love to see you there. StarCityGames.com/SCGCon to keep up with all of the upcoming events, which are going to be really cool. And, you might see some of us there too, so come say hi. Let's take a look at our second semifinal here. I imagine they're still in game one, unless I'm horribly mistaken. But, Jody Keith at the top of your screen there.
Perhaps not much longer for this game one.
Yeah.
These live look-ins are kind of fun because all right, let's count the number of permanents, let's count the number of dice on high numbers, and I think we're moments away from Jody Keith winning this game.
Who has more pieces of cardboard?
Wow, does Jack Potter have main deck annul? That is...
I think so.
That's respect for the matchup. Yeah, one annul in the main deck. Honestly, that's a pretty good position to be in if in this top 8 is like I'm playing VV Cauldron pre-boarded for the matchup.
Love to see that.
One of the best decks I ever got to play at a Pro Tour, it was Modern when Hogak Arisen Necropolis was legal. So it was like, okay, this deck was totally broken. Everyone suspected it was going to be quickly banned. And my deck was Hogak with main deck Leyline of the Void.
Oh,
so it was like, okay, any miscellaneous matchup, I'm going to have the advantage just based on the raw power of my strategy. Yeah. And when I play the Mirror, I'm going to have the advantage based on being, pre-sideboarded and teched out for the Mirror, and that proved to be really, really pay off. I played almost 7 mirror matches, like 6.5 mirror matches in that event.
That's sweet. How many main deck ley lines did you have?
3 main deck ley lines. Yep.
That's very cool. Well, at least a mulligan decision's easy, huh? If Hogak, then no mull. If not Hogak, then do that. Winter Night's Story here for Jack Potter. Going to try and dig his way out of this onslaught here from Jody Keith. But looks like we're going to game number 2 there. So Jody Keith has the advantage in our second semifinal. Jumping now back to Brennan Roy versus Josh Moscow. And looks like Brennan is good to go, sitting happily over there. Both players seem in good spirits, which is always nice to see. Good to see camaraderie and, a chuckle here and there between the players in what is a pretty serious,
high stakes.
Yeah, high stakes part of the tournament to be in.
By the way, my best guess is that Jody won that game on turn 5 on the play. So, he didn't quite match Brennan's dominance, but that was pretty quick for a matchup that has the potential to be very long and intricate.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we've seen most of the weekend, after sideboard, the mirror match becomes a lot grindier. Plenty more interaction, answers for the opposing VVs and Cauldrons, and then the fun game of, all right, who's gonna buckle first, or who's gonna move first in terms of graveyard things and exiling stuff with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. So yeah, it's very, very interesting, and we'll jump back into that once this match is concluded. Oh, hey, Reed, I also just, it's not just 10K up for grabs for the winner of this tournament. They also get standard for a year, which is basically a massive case of cards of every standard legal set. That's pretty cool for 2026.
That's a really, really nice prize.
It's a really nice prize.
Reminds me of like those old game shows where you'd win a lifetime, like a lifetime supply of prune juice or something. But this is much better than prune juice because they release a lot of sets into standard every year.
Do. Yeah.
So a case means 6 boxes of play boosters, which is like pretty high retail value. So you're set. I mean, you're hooked. If you win this event, you're playing Magic next year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like we don't know all the sets coming out in 2026, but I know Lorwyn is going to be one of them.
I love Lorwyn.
I've been looking forward to going to Lorwyn, so I haven't been there yet. I started playing after well, actually far after the last time that we went there, so it's going to be sweet to see. Get some fairies going. Ooh,
Okay,
Josh,
so
having to think.
yeah, Josh, sort of like a look of maybe not quite agony, but
Yeah.
concern on his face as he's already mulliganed and he's looking at a hand that he really doesn't like.
Yeah.
It's a one-lander
Yeah.
with his one land entering the battlefield tapped. He does have 2 Torch the Towers, which is really good against mono red,
Yeah.
but the question is like, what else? You know, how can you kill the first 2 creatures and then develop with something strong?
Yeah, like he can stave off the attacks for a little bit. You know, 2 torches plus the into the flood maul. That's all accessible with that one land if he doesn't draw it. Can he afford to go to 5?
Yeah, that's the big question here. It's like, can you afford to keep? Can you afford not to keep?
Because that was a
right?
Thundering Falls, right?
A choice between two bad options. It was a Thundering Falls. He did choose to mulligan.
Don't look. Don't look. He looked. He looked at the top card. You shouldn't do that. Just go with your decision and trust your gut. Because, yeah. Essentially, then, he would have had, like, 3 chances to get unlandlocked.
I will say that these Cauldron decks are capable of delivering really strong mulligan hands. Like if you get your engines going, it almost doesn't matter how many cards you started with.
Yeah.
And Nathan Stoyer, world champion who is playing Is It Cauldron deep into day 2, he highlighted like the mulligan strategy as one of the big points of agency that you had playing Is It Cauldron.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's get some strong opening hands, really leverage the power of the deck, and if you mulligan well, you know, with care and expertise, it's gonna serve you.
I don't think this got any better, honestly. One piece of interaction, and it looks like he's just going to send that back anyway. Oh, boy. All right, well, here we go.
Yeah, so the good news is that if Josh does hit lands, he has a powerful hand. Like, he has Cauldron, VV, and a way to put it in the graveyard.
Marauding Mako off the top, no second land drop. Brennan and Roy now in a very good position here going into game 2.
And I'll mention, Ailey, you pointed out, like, he did have Into the Flood Maw, chose to put it on the bottom. That's because his land doesn't even produce blue mana.
Yes,
so
yeah.
it's like, if you're 1 mana spell, you need to draw a land to cast it anyway. It's not super appealing in that sense.
So remember that nightmare situation I mentioned yesterday about your Myers just not making any blue mana for you? I really hope this is not the case for Josh.
Well, Josh has a very roundabout way to produce blue mana, which is next turn he's going to cast Agatha's Soul Cauldron.
Yes.
He's going to put the wizard in the cauldron, and he's going to have a lot of mana, provided Brennan Roy doesn't have anything to interact with that, which could be, you know, some graveyard hate off the sideboard, but much more likely just
A
burn
braid.
spells.
Yeah.
Yep, a braid.
Ugh. Speak of the devil, and there it is. So Fear Missing Out gets taken down. Razorkid Needlehead in for 2. You just see from Josh's body language, he's not loving the position he's in right now. Second Hired Claw now on the board for Brennan.
Don't count him out. I think he's going to be able to do some cool stuff.
Okay, let's do it, man.
3 extra mana.
All right, he's cooking. So Prophetic Memory and Winter Night Stories available.
Yeah, and both are a little painful in the face of Razorkin Needlehead, but, you know, play Prophetic Memory, get another counter.
Yep.
Have a 4/4 blocker that, you know, maybe outsizes some of the removal spells that Brennan might be able to come up with.
Yep.
It's maybe better than things looked on turn 2 for Josh, missing that second land drop.
So he hasn't cost anything yet. I imagine there's a 3 mana floating. So going for Fear of Missing Out. chucks the Winter Knight into the yard. Still has the blue floating, perhaps?
Yep. So he could Winter Knight Stories, but it would mean both taking 3 damage and tapping his blocker.
Yeah.
So
I think he wants to
tough
do
sell. Yeah,
Just
he
gonna let
decides
that
to just
fizzle in.
pass.
Yeah, get a big old blocker. Try and get these claws and this Razorkin off the board here. Hope that the draw is kind to him in the next turn.
Oh, no.
Obliterating bolts, just exiling that Mako. Good grief. Lightning Strike takes care of the other blocker. 6 damage in, down to 6. That's going to be it. That's it. Brennan Roy into the finals.
Couldn't cast a creature, so couldn't get the Soul Cauldron going. And Brennan Roy, I mean, we've got our clock counting up this time.